This is Inside Liverpool. Liverpool are stuck in a rut at present with Jurgen Klopp overseeing a nightmare 3-0 Premier League defeat to Brighton on Saturday night. Right now, there's nothing to suggest Jurgen Klopp will leave Liverpool. After all, he's got plenty of credit in the bank, having won all 4 major trophies throughout his time at Anfield. Yes, his surely demeanor and worsening results mean an exit can't be entirely ruled out, especially given the symbolic season they are currently enduring. Liverpool were aiming for a historic quadruple last season, with the Reds flying under Klopp's excellent management, but the Merseyside Giants were ultimately able to win just the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, while missing out on the Premier League and Champions League title. Ever since, Liverpool have looked unrecognizable. Their season has gone from bad to worse, and Saturday's chastening 3-0 defeat to Brighton was certainly a new low. Klopp is unhappy. That much is clear. He's fed up at having to answer questions about signings, while also hammering home the fact that the Reds don't have the money to compete with some of their rivals. Should the situation worsen, a parting of the ways could be on the cards. Klopp seems to have a 7-season curse, having previously suffered a similar ordeal at Borussia Dortmund. Express Sport will now take a look at 4 options Liverpool could go for should the unimaginable happen. He's safe for now, but football can be a bizarre old game. Mauricio Pochettino is currently a free agent, having left Paris Saint-Germain at the end of last season, following a failure to win the Champions League. And with the Argentine one of the best bosses in the game, he'd certainly be a good club replacement. While Pochettino didn't live up to expectations at PSG, he still did well enough by winning the League One title. He previously excelled while in charge of Tottenham, steering Spurs to the 2019 Champions League final, where they'd go on to be beaten by Liverpool. And Pochettino has also worked wonders at Southampton and Espanyol earlier in his career too. Many were doubtful whether Luis Enrique was the right man to manage Barcelona when he got the job back in 2014. But the Spaniard then silenced his critics by steering the club to a famous treble, just like former teammate and close friend Pep Guardiola before him. Enrique wasn't able to win with Spain at the recent World Cup in Qatar, with the 2010 champions exciting in the round of 16 at the hands of Morocco. Yet, that doesn't change the fact that the 52-year-old is a serial winner and one of the best managers in the world. Liverpool will have a free run at Enrique, though a lack of Premier League experience will count against him in the event of any managerial search. Thomas Tuchel is, like Enrique and Pochettino, there for the taking, and he's actually followed a similar path to Klopp, managing German sides Mainz and Borussia Dortmund earlier in his career. Tuchel doesn't play the same mesmeric football as his compatriot, which makes him difficult for some players to handle. Yet he is still a top manager, and even though he was sacked by Chelsea back in September, he was still a success story at Stamford Bridge. Tuchel will come with risks and baggage, but his stock has arguably soared in the short time since leaving West London, given the struggles of his old side under Graham Potter. Of course, Steven Gerrard has to make the list. He admittedly underwhelmed at Aston Villa, something that resulted in his sacking earlier in the season. But Gerrard worked wonder at Rangers and, as a Liverpool legend, would have to come into conversation.